Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, I know it's been quite a while, but I'm actually back on the boat again. So yeah, I've just been trying to clear some of the projects in the workshop and finally got back on the boat. Would love to have it all ready for the spring, but we'll just see how it goes. It takes as long as it takes. But anyway, change of plan. So where the seat sits at the front here, I've been fabricating again. This is actually not on the plan, so it's kind of like an amendment that I want to put in. So I'm building a structure to go on here. You can see I've cut this out here. So I'm building the structure to come out. So that's going to be like a seat affair so I can sit on there, and also I can put my esky and slide that. That's going to slide right in and underneath into that kind of into that seat compartment there. What I've also done is, you just see me cut out that opening there. So what I'm going to do with that, I've already folded this and placed that in there. I've got to close. I've cut a piece for here already, so I'm going to weld that in, close that off, and put a little door on here, which is the piece basically the piece I cut out. So that's going to become the door. And in there, I'm going to keep the first aid kit and the flares. It seems like an appropriate place to put it. Yeah, so I'm just trying to make the best use of the space on here that I can. Okay, so that's one of the alterations that I've made. The other one is that's supposed to be a seat at the back. Yeah, see that folds down. I'm not very happy with it, so and to be honest, the seat at the back wouldn't be that advantageous to me anyway, and I don't like the idea that when you open the seat that you actually see the batteries, all the goings on pipes and stuff that are going to be in there, because you can have your fuel supply and breathers and stuff coming from the tank up through in this corner, so over here, so that's all going up here. So yeah, it wouldn't look very attractive. So what I've decided to do is I'm taking the seat apart, I'm going to weld that solid in there like so, and then just put two new openings at the back for access for the batteries, and they'll be like the plastic hatches that you can just buy off the shelf. So I'll make sure I get the cut the right side. I'll probably buy them first, cut the hole and put them straight in. So that would be that dealt with. I think that's, at this point, is the only alterations I'm going to make now. It's funny, as you go through these projects, you see areas you think, I can improve on that, and that'll always be the case. But I mean, it absolutely works fine as it is. But one of the other little areas I'm going to do at the front there, you can see like a recess in there. So there's a winch, an anchor winch going in there, and I'm going to create like a little I don't know how to explain really, like a trough in there sort of thing, for the chain and the rope to slide through, because there'd be nothing worse than finishing all the paint and every time you use the anchor it's tearing paint off the bow of the boat there. So yeah, so I'm going to do that. So there's a roller that sits right at the front there, so the chain and the rope hangs over that, and then say between that roller and where the winch is, yeah, I'll be putting channel is the word, not a trough. I'll be putting some channel in there to and I won't bother painting that, and I'll actually place that on there with probably I'll probably drill and tap the aluminium underneath, and just bolt that down so I can always lift it again if I need to. Okay, so this is the additional piece that I made. So I basically used a half round here, or sorry, a quarter round. That's to stop you cutting yourself on the aluminium, because otherwise that'll end up with quite a sharp arris on that corner. So yeah, basically cut that, put that in. You can see where I've welded all the pieces together. Okay, and then cut that one to pop in underneath there. So the cooler box will just slide in underneath there, and I'll weld that in now, and then I've just got to make a top for it, and then I can put a cushion on the top there, and use that as a seat, and also it's a good place to put my cooler box. I don't know whether to put the cooler box. It may go on to runners yet, I don't know, or I may just put it in there, and put something at the front there to stop it sliding out. So don't know, still work in progress. You know, these kind of things evolve as you put them together. So okay, that's all welded in now. So I done a half decent weld down there because I thought it looked a lot neater than just doing stitches, and then it's just stitched. If you can see that, it's just stitched to the floor, and on the sides here, so which will hold it fine. I've done quite a big weld in there as well in that corner. So yeah, so all that area there, I've just got to dress that back. That should come up fairly sweet. And then I've just got to cut a top for it, and then seam that all the way round, and a nice fillet weld across the back, try and make that look pretty as well, and that should be it, job done. Okay, so that's all welded in now. So it just leaves me to basically linish it all back on all those arises. Always leave the fillet in there because the fillets always look really nice, but the external corners are really difficult. But I prefer to linish those back and put a nice round on that aris. I just think it looks neater, but it does actually weaken it. You're better off to leave the weld on there. But in this situation, it's not a structural piece, so it's just a seat. So yeah, okay. Next job to tackle is probably over the seat at the back and modify that again and sort that out. I've also got to do a little bit on the roof. There's got to put a little platform up there to mount the anchor light and the aerial on there for the VHF radio, so that's another little job as well. But I feel like I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel now. It feels like it's getting closer, so yeah, which is good. So I've cut out this paper or cardboard template. Well, it's almost paper. It's really light gauge actually. It's kind of cardboard, but it is really light gauge. But anyway, I cut that out, tried that up in position. This is basically the bracket to hold the anchor light and potentially the VHF aerial. So I've cut it out a piece of aluminium and folded it. So I actually used that press over there that's got a round bar on it to fold it, and folded that up, and that's how it's come out. So I just got to weld that in. It actually split this side as I thought it might. It's quite fragile just there as I put it through the folder, just as it was beginning to about 3/4 of the way around where I wanted it. And yeah, got a great big split that went all the way through here. So I managed to hold the shape, and I just basically run a seam weld through there with the welder, and I'll kind of dressed it back. It's not a structural part. The whole back here is going to be welded at the top, on the back up there. So it would almost hold just on that alone, but with these feet on there as well, with them welded onto the roof, it should be absolutely fine. Okay, let's get it welded in. Okay, so that's that welded in already now, both sides. So I got a good weld on that fillet weld, but it wasn't so good on the top. There must have been a bit of contamination or something in there, because it just, yeah, it didn't want to weld very well. But it didn't start off too bad, and then it all turned nasty. But that's okay, because I'll probably flat that back anyway, so make that nice and smooth on the top before I paint. So it's not the end of the world. It's nice to have a nice sort of clean weld, but it's yeah, it's been left quite a while now, the boat, and it does oxidize a lot, the aluminium. As much as you try and clean it, it's so easy to get contamination in the weld. So anyway, that's that bit done. Yeah, on to the next bit. So I've now cut the back of the seat off. You can see that there, and I've basically ground out the brackets that I previously welded on the inside. Okay, I basically cut this down as well, because this had a full curve on it for the seat, so that's all been cut away. So the whole idea now is for that I'm going to weld that all the way around. and then just cut out 2 holes for the batteries. Okay guys, so that's all welded in now, so I just got to cut the holes out for the access hatches for the batteries. So that's kind of probably about it now for this video. So as I do more work on the boat, I'll post more videos. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers for now.